Nobody expected both their names to appear on the screen at the same time. Not like this. Not in a moment that felt less like a baseball announcement, and more like a turning point in history. The room fell silent the instant MLB released the rankings. Two names glowed brighter than the rest. Shohei Ohtani, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Two men from the same country. Two men who took completely different paths. Two men who now stood side by side on a list reserved only for giants. Reporters blinked. Fans paused their breath. Even veteran analysts seemed stunned, searching for words worthy of what they were seeing. No one had predicted this exact moment, not with this timing, not with this intensity. But that's how greatness works. It doesn't knock. It breaks the door open and dares the world to keep up. The announcement hit social media like thunder. Timelines flooded. Notifications exploded. Millions watched in real time as two Japanese superstars rose into a spotlight that felt almost mythic. And somewhere deep inside every baseball fan, a single question began to whisper. Who would claim the Babe Ruth Award? The award wasn't just a trophy. It wasn't simply a title. It was legacy, the kind that echoes across generations and carves a player's name into the bones of the sport. Ohtani had already tasted this level of greatness. He stood on this mountain before, alone, carrying the expectations of the world on his shoulders. But this year, he wasn't alone. Standing beside him was Yamamoto, the quiet storm, the pitcher who walked into MLB with pressure so heavy it could have crushed a lesser man. Yet here he was, ranked high, respected, feared, admired. And not just admired, celebrated. Analysts said, this is unbelievable. Fans said, this is historic. But MLB's own announcement said it best. They have accomplished something extraordinary. Ohtani's reaction wasn't loud. It never is. He smiled gently, humble as always, looking almost shy despite being the most famous two-way star the sport has seen in a century. But Yamamoto, his expression held something different, something fierce, something determined, something quietly burning behind the eyes of a man who had proven every critic wrong. Even his teammates looked at him with a different kind of respect now. Not the respectful curiosity they showed when he first arrived in America. This was deeper, earned, concrete. Meanwhile, the baseball world began to swirl with predictions. Who deserved the Babe Ruth Award more? Was it the global icon rewriting records? Or the rookie phenom who stepped into MLB and dominated like he'd been there for a decade? And yet, this wasn't a rivalry. Not in the bitter, competitive sense. It was something far more powerful. Two forces lifting each other higher without ever trying to overshadow the other. Fans in Japan erupted with pride. The images broadcasted across late-night televisions, families gathering around screens, whispering, this is unbelievable, both of them. Fans in America felt something too, a strange sensation that they were watching a new era dawn right in front of them. Not an era of one superstar, but two. The commentators dug into their stats, replaying highlights, analyzing every detail. Ohtani's home runs. Yamamoto's impossible saves. Ohtani's stolen bases. Yamamoto's fearless command. Every clip felt like a reminder. We are witnessing history, and we may never see something like this again. Then the press conference began. Cameras flashed. Microphones crowded forward. Everyone wanted to capture the moment that would define this season. When Ohtani stepped onto the stage, the room exhaled. He spoke softly, respectfully, thanking teammates, coaches, fans, the usual Ohtani grace, the kind that reminds people. Success hasn't changed him. But when Yamamoto stepped up, the room leaned in. His voice was steady, calm, but carrying a hidden strength. He spoke of challenges, adjustments, long nights, and the weight of expectations. Yet there was no arrogance. Only gratitude, and hunger for more. And then came the question the world waited for. What does this ranking mean to you, especially with the Babe Ruth Award ahead? Ohtani smiled. Yamamoto inhaled. For a heartbeat, neither spoke. Then Ohtani looked toward Yamamoto, giving a small nod, not the nod of a rival, but of a mentor, a brother in baseball. He said, what he accomplished is incredible. I'm proud to see his name there with mine. Yamamoto bowed slightly, almost embarrassed by the praise. He replied softly, to be mentioned alongside him is an honor I never imagined. The room erupted with applause. Not forced applause, real applause. The kind that comes when people know they're witnessing something genuine, something pure, something unforgettable. And still, the Babe Ruth Award hung in the air like a crown waiting for its rightful wearer. Analysts debated endlessly. Fans argued passionately. Clips circulated showing each player's brilliance. But deep inside the story, the truth became clear. The award mattered. But the moment mattered more. Because this wasn't just about two men ranked high. It was about two paths crossing. Two legacies rising. Two stars from the same soil shining on the biggest stage in the world. And no matter who ultimately took home the Babe Ruth Award, the meaning of this moment wouldn't fade. It was a reminder that greatness doesn't belong to one country, one team, or one era. It belongs to those who chase it with everything they have. With discipline, with humility, with heart. As the cameras shut down and the headlines flashed across the internet, one final thought lingered. This wasn't the end of the story. This was the beginning of a dynasty, not of a team, but of an era defined by two extraordinary athletes rewriting the limits of what baseball can be. Shohei Ohtani, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Two names side by side. Two legends rising together. And the world is watching.